All right, guys, welcome to episode 7 of the COVID-19 survival series by Up Your Game community. It's been quite a 1.5 weeks so far where we have been able to discuss a range of topics. So last week we were discussing a lot of the softer issues, the more mind, emotion, body kind of issues, wellness, managing stress and anxieties and those kind of things. This week, we have gone into more of the how-to kind of topics that's going to help people take the right actions to gear up and also ride through this phase a bit more effectively. So we have had how to stay productive on Monday. Yesterday, we had something else on how we can come together and establish more connections with the people around us. So we've been having interesting conversations so far, and a lot of that leads really into what we're going to be talking about today, right? About the community, because yesterday one of the topics on when we were discussing how do we get online and how shifting our businesses online can actually save us or give us a new dimension of perspective. A common thing that kept coming up is to have a good support system around you, to have a good ecosystem around you, right? The right people, mentors, friends, family, and I see that as community, right? So, which led to today's topic on how do we build those communities and how do we engage those communities, especially in times of crisis like this, where we need to, we're thrown into a deep end of the pool all of a sudden. Many people were not prepared for this. Those who started early, they were already going digital, they were already going online like you guys are. I think there is definitely a head start there. But those who are jolted into the situation where they were not prepared, they had not embraced the digital space or virtual space yet, I think it's going to be a bit tough because number one, you're going to do it very quick. There's no luxury of trial and error. You're going to get on board and start getting it right quite soon. Number two is a lot more crowded right now. There is this sudden surge and it's becoming very overwhelming and overbearing to have so much of content, so many people, so many initiatives, so many platforms suddenly popping up everywhere. And it's becoming a very cluttered space and environment. So how do we stick out and stand out from that? So these are some of the things that we're going to be discussing. But before we get into the depth of the conversations, let me do a quick introduction of our esteemed panelists that we have here today. We have Andrew Chow. Andrew Chow was the former president of the Association of Professional Speakers Singapore. He is a social media expert and specialist. He is also an author. So he's wearing many hats. He's a jack of all trades, and that's one of the most fantastic things about Andrew that I love, because you can go to him and seek his advice about just about anything and he'll be able to give you some good inputs and tips. So that's Andrew. And then we have Hitesh. Hitesh is one half of the Better Than Normal movement. He has got an amazing story to share, an exceptional motivational speaker. He has literally taken the world. He has literally taken the world by storm. One of my favorite speakers, definitely up there. All right, so that's Hitesh. And we have our Kampung Chief, Stephen Koh. Stephen has done a phenomenal job in building a community dedicated towards learning and development. And he brings all these trainers and facilitators and educators and learners into his fold, into his little online kampong. And he creates a safe space for them to exchange ideas, messages, knowledge. And such a wonderful initiative. He's as of this morning, he's 12 members away from 4,000. So I'm definitely sure that by the end of this video, we're going to hit 4,000 people, Stephen. So congratulations on hitting that milestone. I think it's a fantastic accomplishment. It's a growing community, it's a thriving community, and it's such a giving community. So as you can see, all three of our panelists today have a very good experience in running their own movements and communities and organizations and associations. So we are going to have a lot of valuable tips and insights from them. But before I start off with my questions, let me give each of them some airtime so that they get to share a bit more about themselves as well. So Andrew, let's start with you.
Well, thank you very much. Nothing much about me. You can Google me. I had 5 different careers in the last 32 years. I was a civil servant, and then I went to do retail. I was with Kodak, and after that I went for I went to MICE industry for a while, and then I also once owned a dating agency. That's where I started to learn how to build a tribe on the online model, way before social media it's even available. And then for the last 10, 12 years, I've been doing a lot of speaking and training. So life is always a journey. It's always a journey moving from one place to another. So yeah, glad to be here to share a little bit about what I know.
Thank you, Andrew. Hitesh, let's hear from you, buddy.
Yeah, hi everyone. So my name is Hitesh. I'm a global motivational speaker. What's so different about me was that I was born with a disability. So I had a challenging life growing up. I couldn't walk, I couldn't talk. But now I have played for the Paralympic football team. I have written my own book, Better Than Normal. You can see I have my t-shirt, Better Than Normal. So I created this brand and I'm trying to spread it worldwide. I'm in fact opening up my own clinic in India. It's in the midst, but the work has stopped due to the lockdown. So a lot of big things coming up. That's a quick intro about me.
Fantastic, Hitesh. Could not have expected anything less than you, except for great things coming up. So looking forward to hearing some of those things as well. Let's
Yeah.
hear from Stephen. Stephen, our Kampong Chief, sir.
Yeah, very happy to be here. I'm Steven, and I started the community of learning on 1st August 2015. Very thankful it has been, we are going to our 5th year very soon in this August. And I have a big community of friends who can learn together in COL. We share the latest business opportunity. We help one another. It's really a big blessing to have everyone. So today, I'd like to share a little bit of what I know about how do you use community to grow your business. I think this is something is a big concern because now we can't meet people offline. So how do you going to keep in touch with a customer? I think one of the ways is put them into a Facebook group, put them into a community and continue engaging them to that. I think this is one of the solutions that is possible. But however, the question is how to go about building one that's vibrant. So that's where I will be happy to share my experience and help anyone who are keen on doing that. Yep, over to you, Rahul.
Great, Stephen. So since you're on, let's just start with you straight away. You asked a fantastic question. So why did you build a community to begin with? What triggered you? What motivated you? Tell us your startup story for community of learning.
No, actually, the main reason why I started the community learning because I'm an introvert. I always very shy to do networking. So every time I attend a lot of learning seminar alone, I went alone and come back alone. So I thought it will be good to get all my friends to the community. I can invite them to go seminar with me, and we can learn together. And then we can next thing we can also share and then do well together as a kampong spirit that we are promoting. And it's always very nice. In the olden days in the kampong, we really help each other. We are very open. But with city life, it's just that we shut our doors to even to our own neighbors. So I thought we want to rebuild a kampong online. So this is the few intent that I have when I first started, and then it grew just step by step over the years, and then I'm quite happy that it's now quite sizable and recognition from the industry for the work that they've done. Yep.
Sounds good. What about you, Andrew? Andrew, you have been doing quite a number of things that leads to tribe building and community building as well. Tell us some of your stories.
Okay, so strangely, I consciously built my tribe during my days doing dating, online dating. I had about 10,000 singles database in 2005, 06, 07. Rather easily. That was without the use of social media because everybody has a common objective. So along the way, I use networking to build my tribe. I didn't consciously make them into a portal because I believe that people are fluid. They like to go everywhere. So I have my own database of where everybody is and how I know them, and and I'm more active on LinkedIn. So I think the tribe that we are talking about today, it's amazing because of technology. We can do a lot of things, but I think the human touch is still important. It depends on the person who is at the center of influence to use his personal touch to connect with people. So yeah, so that is how that that is what I got to share. Of course, every stage in my life, I work in different places. I work with different people, so I develop different network. So I have my own industry network, which is all the speakers and trainers. I have the SME network. I also have the MNC network because I did work for some of the HR people. I also have startup, kind of network. So everything is very diverse. So I like to think that everything is stacked on top of each other. So and you are the thread that runs across, different things. I think the keyword I want to share is we must be on the ground, whatever thread you have. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. So I think that's two very distinct approaches. Yeah. One side we have Stephen, who is running something that's a bit more centralized, a singular platform. On the other hand, you have Andrew, who's telling us that, it doesn't have to be concentrated. It can be something that's decentralized, and you can have different circles. So the community can be basically different clusters that are around you as well. That could also work. Hitesh, tell us about your story. Yours is more than a community; it's actually a movement, right? You got all this loyal fan following that basically are always there for you, right? So what got you started on this movement?
Yeah, so like I told you, I created my brand, and to acquire more customer, you need a tribe so they can come on board and join your mission. So if you want to create a tribe, first thing you need a mission. Second thing, you need to know what's your message. What's the message you're telling the world? And third thing, what's the problem you're solving? So I got a couple of platforms, like on Facebook, you can go to Better Than Normal. We have like 70,000 followers. You go to Instagram, we have like 30,000 followers. And I just started LinkedIn about 8 months ago. And within 8 months, I got about 15,000 followers. I have created videos which have gone viral, like 2-3 million views. That's why you need to know what's your message, what are you telling the world, and who are the people you're targeting. Because if they can click with you, they will come on board. And of course, to build a tribe, you need Zoom. That's important.
Great. So that's a very valuable insights there, right? That you need to create something that people want to follow, people can connect with, and for that you've got to have three things that are very clear: a vision, a message, and a problem they're trying to solve. At the same time, be specific about who you're targeting and why are you targeting them, right? So because the world is big, there are diverse profiles of people out there. The demography is broad, so you can't really have everything for everyone. But if you know who you're targeting, then that basically makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
As a starting.
Like last time I tried targeting everyone, so that's not a good way, because if you target everyone, you get no one. So choose a certain target group, go for them first. Then when they are in, you can expand your growth, you can target another group. So step by step.
Great. So I'm going to come back to you, Hitesh, in a short while. And the question I'm going to ask you is, so once I know who I want to target, what do I do next? What do I do with that clarity of who I want to target? Do I go into researching their trends, their lifestyles, their lingo? I'm going to come back to you in a short while. Just give that a think. Let me jump over to Andrew very quickly. Andrew, the last part about community building is about building relationships. That's what I'm hearing from you. That's what you said earlier.
Yeah.
That you got to be on the ground, you got to be connected to people. What are some strategies that have worked for you in terms of building those really strong, solid relationships with the people, so that they are always there? Every time you put out a message there, they want to hear from you, they want to respond to you, they want to be there for you, they want to support you. How do you build that kind of relationship?
Okay, so some of my strategy may be a bit more less mainstream. Sometimes I every day I will just remember to send 3 random messages of encouragement, empathy, and maybe just randomness, just asking people how are you, and just with no particular agenda in mind, I send out a message, and 9 out of 10 times I will get a reply, because that itself is a very intrinsic way of building personal relationship, and sometimes no matter how influential we are, we can't help everybody. We can't spend all our time with so many people. We got to be selective. So long ago, I decided that every tribe has a pyramid, and at the very top are my fellow mentors and coaches, and then comes down to mastermind group, and then comes down to advocates, and then come down to your fans. So your fans is actually at the bottom of the pyramid, So I'm interested in the top of the pyramid kind of tribe, where I empower some people to be tribe leaders themselves, so that I don't have to work so hard. So that explains why I don't have my former tribe, but I know who are the tribe leaders. I know people like Steven, I know people like Eugene, Xia. They all have that tribe. So as long as I know who is who in the tribe world, I can always pick up a phone or text some of them. So that's my connection. My tribe is knowing who is leading what tribe, so that I just need to build relationship at the top level. But for the rest, I build relationship on the very random basis, so that we remind each other that we exist. So my strategy is really a little bit different from a lot of people. I don't have a method. I think the more you know, the more you feel that you don't know a lot of things. So sometimes I always try to unlearn a lot of things and try to do everything from ground up. So yeah, and that keeps me happy, because I won't be disappointed if something don't happen, because nothing belongs to me, So and nothing lasts forever. So whatever mission you have, there is also a lifespan, and people can only follow you for a while. And I think we need to empower more people to be tribe leaders. And I'm very happy that more and more people are coming forward to build their own tribe. All right. And by the way, I just want to say that the size of a tribe doesn't matter. Okay, because if it matters, then Donald Trump will be very happy, because he has a lot of followers, right? Yeah. So don't be too happy a lot of followers, because they follow you for some other objective maybe. Well, so yeah. So my sharing is very random. I hope I answer your question.
Yeah. So I hear that you basically one of the things that you do is to message or get in touch with 3 random people per day, and you also have a little stratification of your network. So you have your peers, then you have your mastermind, you have your advocates, you have your friends.
Yeah. So let me say again. On top will be our mentor, and then you come down to your coaches, you come down to your mastermind group, you come down to your peers, and then you come down to advocates, then your fans, and then below your fans will be your real friends and your frenemies. Frenemies are very interesting. Okay. So yeah. So these are the people that will hate you even though you help them, for free. Just to show you an example, last week I was doing a training for a group of trainers who want to get on board Zoom, Google Classroom, Quizzing, all these online engagement tools. And you know what? I took half an hour to get it started, make sure everybody is on. And still at the end of the training, I got a feedback from one person saying that I wasn't patient enough. All right. And the feedback was pretty nasty, but it's okay. I'm going to frame it out, because that reminds me why I do what I do. All right. We are all for good feedback, right? But I tell you something, I frame the nastiest feedback I ever get, and I put it on my wall, because it reminds me that no matter how good you are, people are going to hate you and misunderstood you. Yeah.
It's important. Anyways, when you're building a tribe, you're building a following, you're building a community, you're going to get people of all backgrounds and all walks of life. I mean, even in our families, not everybody agrees with everybody all the time. So there's bound to be differences. So I guess we're taking a bit of a pinch of salt, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes use it as a motivation, like you are, Andrew. I think that's a very inspiring message. And when people give you those harsh critique and feedback, use it to drive you and propel you even more strongly. Chief, Stephen, I think you have 4,000 people on a Facebook group that are highly engaged. That is very commendable because, firstly, I think a lot of people are afraid of even opening up a Facebook group, right? You're always getting spammed. You're always having people breaching all the rules and regulations, creating a very unhealthy place and environment. So it's administratively very commitment draining, so to speak. But you have been successfully doing this for close to 5 years now. Uh, what are some things that have worked for you? Like, how do you keep the community engaged in a productive, in a constructive manner?
Uh, First of all, I think because this is a learning community, and then we encourage kampong spirit. So I always encourage the kakis to share their learning in COL. When they share, I will like or comments on the post to encourage people to discuss, to learn. I think for me, I always update for the kaki with the latest things in the industry. I share opportunity, I value add to them. When they call me, sometimes they text me, WhatsApp me to ask me for help or clarify certain things. I always reply to them. So I share my experience and things like that. I think over the years, people can see that this is a community that's real. This is a very forgiving community. Some people can write very well, their posts are being published. Some people are not able to write very well, their posts are also being published. So we encourage everybody to learn, to work with each other. So over the years, I think we have built a very nice culture where people are comfortable to share. They find that this is a very safe place to share their opinion and learn from each other. So yeah, I think that's how I do it. It's about caring for others, value adding to your members. Be nice, be kind, be lovely, be patient, always be gentle. Yes, I share similar experience with Andrew. There are people who are going to throw rock at you, even though you have helped them, you have acted in good faith with good intention. But I realized that every of such incident, I learned to be a better person. I learned how to communicate. I learned how to handle such feelings from members. People who see that, hey, you are doing very well, but I'm not, and they are not happy with that. So how are you get better to communicate yourself? These are some of the things I'm learning, and I'm very happy that after 5 years, I'm making good progress. I'm getting less hater now, and I've learned quite a lot through the experience. Yeah. Yep.
Great. I think that's pretty interesting. I think it's for someone who has been doing this for 4 years, 5 years, to still say it's still a learning experience, a learning journey. It just goes to show that this is it's an ever evolving space because people evolve. So the way that they are engaged, the way that they want to be treated, they want to be reached out to, is also ever changing. So I don't think there can be a fixed science that says that it's relevant today and it will definitely be relevant tomorrow. I think what's relevant today is only relevant today. Tomorrow morning you wake up and the world might be very different.
Yes. It's a community, because in a big community like this, people are very diversified. They have different opinions. One post or one comment can be interpreted in many perspectives and different contexts. So conflict do happen. And that's where you come in and say, okay, look, let's be understanding. Let's listen to each other. Let's clarify. We have said many times. I think we still enforce stressing in the community that let's look. It's a VUCA world, very volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. We do not know who is right, who is wrong. I think we don't know who is right and so on. So it's again that you can be right, I can be wrong. So again, I think we all learn to be patient and gentle in the community. It is a journey that we're doing, and we also encourage collaboration. Again, collaboration is another big issue. How do you go about collaborating? So this is where we learn as well. Also, yeah, but I'm coming out with some models, some training program to share with my kakis so that they can have a model to go about doing it this year. So I'm glad that some of them benefited from the process. Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much, Chief. I'm going to come back to you in a short while. Let me bounce over to Hitesh. Hitesh, back to you, buddy. So I had last left you with a question of, so I know who my audience is. Now, what do I do? I want to start reaching out, I want to start connecting with them. What do I do next?
So find them See, I believe is, see, first thing you need to take action and create content and upload that content. The problem with many people is they are scared of being judged. So they don't even end up putting up the content. So number one, put up your content and you, the people that like you will find you because people will share your work. But if you keep staying in the comfort zone, thinking that nobody will like you, you're going to be judged, you won't even take action. So my point is, even if it's a 1 minute video, record it, shoot it, put it up, and wait for feedback. Because the more you do, the better you get, the more people you attract.
So go find them first. So go and find out where are they hanging out, what platforms are they using, what channels are they more likely to frequent, and once you find them, create the content for them, right?
Yeah,
How do I know what is the right content for whom?
So first you got to know what's your message and what do you want to solve. So you know your message and you know what you want to solve. You'll automatically find the people. Okay, let me give you an example. Like I do corporate sales speaking, right, for Great Eastern and many organizations. So I had one group. My target audience was insurance and property. How did I know that? Because I did corporate sales speaking. So I know that they need help with their sales.
Sounds good.
And
So
I had another group that was for diversity and inclusion. So for that, you find a different set of people, like, you know, people with disability, women empowerment. So it really depends. What's your topic? What do you want to grow?
right. So know your message very clearly, find the audience in the right places, create that content without the fear of judgment, because it becomes extremely important. You do that because you're right, a lot of people are scared that, you know what, my friends will laugh at me, people will make a joke out of me. They ask me a question, hey, you think what, you big celebrity, are suddenly making videos, all, right? And then writing all these posts and all that sort of thing, your own close people are likely to come and judge you and mock
Yeah,
you.
so your friends will judge you. Because the fact is, they are scared to do it. So they just want to pull you down. They can't see you doing it. So that's a fun fact. But if you keep worrying about them, you won't grow. My point is, forget the negativity, focus on the journey, focus on the learning, focus on the outcome. People anyways are not going to like you, but in this process you're going to grow as a person.
Fair enough. So your friends may not be your target when it comes to building your professional tribe or your professional community. I think that links back to what Andrew had said, right? Friends come almost at the bottom of the pyramid. They cannot be high up there. But when
Yeah.
it comes to your community, I think it is your coaches, your mentors, your mastermind groups. This is basically the people who are on a similar journey as you. They are the ones who will be higher up on the pyramid.
And I'll tell you something funny. When I'm with my friends and when I'm with my family, I don't even talk about my better than normal movement. Cause you can't be a superstar at home. You can be a star outside, but you can't be a star at home. It will create a lot of drama. So better leave it unless they ask you, like housework, what's new, then fair enough, share it with them. Yeah, Rahul, can you hear me?
Andrew, I think there's a question that's there for you about random posts, and 9 out of 10 people reply, is the medium via WhatsApp or Facebook, or what's the platform? Also, are the posts sent to individual persons or on Twitter? This is for you, buddy.
I have this sensing that I sort of remember my top 50 friends. When was the last time I see them on Facebook? So if I don't see them on Facebook posting for 3 months, I get worried and I will call them. Sometimes I actually, if I know somebody's birthday is today, I will sing them a birthday song and send it over to voicemail on WhatsApp. So that is how I create a kind of, randomly, I can't do for all. Okay, so I use WhatsApp most of the time. Okay, and I'm not like Gary Vee. Gary Vee will ask everybody to call him, all right, for 10 minutes. I don't do that, but yeah. So WhatsApp is my normal, my main medium. And whether you're happy or you are sad, you still do it because somebody out there will be worse than you, all right? Like, 1 hour before this, my notebook just crashed and died, and I couldn't start it up. So but I still want to be on the show, all right? The thought did come to me to tell you, hey, I'm not going to do it, but I think all the more I should do it, even though I'm having my own struggle. Having a PC that's been broken down now is not a joke because you can't find someone to repair it for the next few months, for the next few weeks at least. So yes, yeah.
Great. Have you ever had people coming back to you, Andrew, telling you that, hey, can you please stop spamming me?
No. I don't think so. I think people, they do understand that. You see, when you're busy, you will be all the way down, right? So and before I message someone, I will check when was the last time I messaged this person. So I never close my chat. So I have like 1,000 chat that are always on it on WhatsApp. So I can always check back. So this is my own little way of keeping in touch with people. Yeah.
So you don't believe in that thing that, like some people have this thing where they have a system, right? Every week I must send out a random sharing. I must send out a random sharing to my entire database, right? And this could be like what I did last week, a recent training video that I completed, or a coaching tip, or something like that. So do you prescribe to this kind of stuff?
I don't use technology to do my CRM, but I think at some point in time I should. The trouble with that is that the more you do that, it gets a bit impersonal. I think that is a secret of success when I see what Steven has done. There are two things that stand out in the community. One is that a lot of people want to share good stuff. That's number one. You see a lot of tribe, it's only one person sharing, and that's always a founder, right? Number two is that there are a lot of offline events. And that is what I learned in my dating agency days. If you don't have offline events, it's very difficult to keep a community together. So even for now in COVID, if you can't meet, you have to organize frequent events like this. So events, it's actually the bloodline of community. I don't believe it's just always one-way communication, down. So after a while, people feel that they're not in the tribe, but they feel that they are in a cult, that they just worship someone. We fulfill his mission and his vision. What about us, right? So, yeah. So I'm always mindful about that.
So it has to be a two-way thing. It cannot be a one-way that you just want to download your information and content to them, but you gotta let them share as well.
Yeah. So that works the same for messages. I'm sure Steven will also have this experience. When you message a person a few times and there's no response, no response, whatever. So you kind of know that this person wants to stay far away from you. All right. And after a while, we all should know when to stop. You know what I mean? So we can't help everyone. We're not Mother Teresa. All right. I become more pragmatic. So I rather network with strategic key person of influence like yourself, Steven, a lot of different people who own their own tribe. I rather network with this tribal chief, Indian chief, so to say, right? Kampong chief is better. All right. Yeah.
And that way you get to connect with their communities as well, so it multiplies.
Yeah. Because rather than I start my own, I can always cross-source a little bit here and there. You know what I mean? So every tribe leader wants guest speaker or guest helper to be in their tribe to provide value. that is also why you're doing this, right? You have your tribe, but you want other opinion leaders to come in and share. So, and that is the flavor that keeps the tribe going, actually. That the same message, different voice, very important.
Same message, different voice.
Different voice, yes. That is why CEO hire professional speakers, right? Right? They are sick of his voice, so he wants somebody to speak his message in another voice, and then he applauds for it, and then asks everybody to follow what the speaker just said. But it's actually his message to begin with. Let's be honest, we are all in this business. We all know that CEO has an agenda of hiring us.
Yeah. They'll usually be very specific to you in the brief that this is what we want you to cover, so don't go too far away from
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Stephen, let's come to you, because I think Andrew raised a very important point about two-way communication, right? And you have chosen a Facebook group to engage your community. You could have gone for a page, but you did not. You chose to go for a group.
Yes.
Or you could have done it on, this on LinkedIn. You could have done this on Meetup. But you decided to go with a Facebook group.
Yes.
Why did you do that, and how has this proven to be beneficial to you?
Okay. First, I'll explain why Facebook group, because when I first started, I only know how to use Facebook. So yeah, Facebook is the natural choice for me, because there's so many platforms around. So you can be only familiar with one or two. So Facebook is the first one that I use. I'm familiar with it, so I chose Facebook group. But after that, I realized I made the right decision. Now, because we are talking about building a social community, Facebook is a place to social. LinkedIn is more on business. People will go LinkedIn to talk about business. Come to Facebook, talk about what we eat, who we meet, where we go. So it's more social, and therefore more interaction in Facebook group. So that's the reason why Facebook group is more effective for social. And Facebook has very good features. They got good insight. Will give us the data on how active our members are and things like that. So I think now there are many people building community using Facebook group, and Facebook is actively upgrading its features and taking feedback from all of us and do that. So I think, so I choose Facebook.
Right. And is it very difficult to moderate this exchanges and conversation? Because even like WhatsApp now, right? I realize more and more people are getting onto WhatsApp, but they're creating admin-only postings, because you get bombarded with a lot of this, good morning, good evening, good night, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, kind of thing. So there's a lot of clutter that's irrelevant, and if you put rules, then you always find yourself cleaning up.
Yes,
cleaning up, right? So
anyway, they don't follow rules. They don't read and don't follow.
How do you manage this? Because you got 4,000 members in your group.
Yeah,
so it's very tempting for you to just come and spam something there, right?
Yeah, they will come and spam. Okay, this is what happened. Just after I answer your question, why not page? Why group? Why not page? Page is one-way communication. You post and people just comment. So the interaction between is the page owner and the fans itself. So page is good for building fans group. Anyway, you have to pay for ads before your posts are being sent to the members, because that's where Facebook make its revenue. So for group, there isn't any control. Every post you put it in, for average for COL, we have about 1,000 people to read one post. So that's the rough statistic. So group, the powerful is that we encourage members interaction. So for my group, I encourage everybody to form their little group to organize their own event. So we have many events in the community. You don't have to organize. In fact, the members organize it themselves. We encourage members to share what they learn. So there are a lot of posts, and I don't have to post regularly unless I have very important announcement. So for a group, it's about create a platform for other people to showcase their talent. It's about empowering them. I don't see that this is my group. I see that is our group, every member's group. So to handle that, okay, next issue is about rules. Some people believe in setting rules and strictly enforce the rules. I think that is one way, all right, if you can enforce. For me, I feel that even I set out the rules, nobody read. So I don't like to set up too many rules. I assume that members know the rules. I tell everybody, you should know what to behave here. Anyway, we are close to 4,000 people watching you. and your post is read by 1,000 people, if you misbehave, you are just hurting yourself, not me. All right. So you got to think very carefully before you do anything in the community. So I think everybody take responsibility. I believe in trusting them. So sometimes they break the rules, or here and there I just send them a gentle reminder. Anyway, I'm the gatekeeper, so I decide what sort of content to publish. So if you give me a advertisement into COL, highly unlikely I will publish it. All right. So we are looking for good content. So that's how we manage. I don't do by rules. I'm more human. I listen to what they request, and then I will publish a post according to what they need. Yep.
Sounds good. So I'm hearing that we gotta, number one, empower our community. Number two, we gotta trust them. Let the community take care of the community, right? So it's like our own social environments offline. I know it's like you misbehave, people are gonna hold you accountable. So you're accountable for your own actions to your community, to your society. So over time, you evolve into having your own community norms and culture, and what's acceptable, what's not acceptable.
Okay, just to share you I just thought a special techniques that I use. How do you encourage good behavior in a community besides setting rules? So I tell my members, sometimes I write a post, thank you very much, all members, you are being very kind, very understanding. You are so, you have been very gentle to each other. And even though you have different opinion, you all voice it very professionally. That is good, that's a good practice to be in a community. So I write comment like this. So comment like this, after they read, they will tend to behave in this manner. Instead of telling them, hey, you shouldn't be scolding each other, you shouldn't, the rule says you must not do this, you must not do that. So I do a different method to manage the different behavior. So after a while, you realize that people got a message because you are highlighting good behavior. When you highlight good behavior, tendency your members will mirror, and they will learn, and they know, oh, this is a good behavior. Let me learn it, and they will change the behavior gradually. And I realized a lot of members have changed over the years. Their posts are better. They are more understanding now. They are more caring. So we bring up the goodness in our members through encouragement. Yeah. So that's why I usually do it that way. Instead of setting rules and enforcing rules, which will be quite hard on somebody. People like ask me, I know a lot of us don't like to have too many rules. All right. So yeah, this is what I feel about it. Yep.
Sounds very much like a lesson on positive parenting.
Oh yeah.
how to nurture, yeah. Take a more nurturing, take a more gentle, softer approach rather than the cane approach, right?
Yeah, create a culture is important. It's a culture. When you have the culture there, then people will generally conform to the community norms and the behavior. Yep.
Yeah, so I guess trust becomes very important over there. Empowering people becomes very important there. You said an average post on a group is getting 1,000 views.
The top posts the top few posts are getting 1,000 plus now. Yeah, so quite
very good
reach.
Because as compared to a page probably is gonna get, I mean, for a page of the same size as you, like 4,000 people on a page, probably gonna get like maybe 50 to 80 views, right?
4% in general.
Yeah, so
it's
because
about
I think 4%,
it's
3% or 4% kind of.
Yes, yeah. So the reach may not be there, but for a group, I think for a vibrant community, I think this will be the numbers that we are having now. Yeah. So it's quite good. You don't pay a cent, but you write a post, and there are about 1,000 people who read your message, and you can they learn something from you. I think it's very good outreach and publicity for anybody in the industry.
Yeah. And it helps the community to just keep driving traffic, add people in, recommend people, and
that's how it grows up.
So I think it's more or less decided. Folks start off with a group first. It's a lot easier to manage as compared to a page, right?
Hitesh, group is yeah.
Hitesh, coming to you, because I think you have gotten like millions of views on your content and with your following, and you use a lot of YouTube, right, to do engagement, but you funnel your YouTube towards your groups and your pages, right? So you do spend a bit on ad from time to time, I'm assuming. When do you decide to spend on ad, and when do you let it be organic? So what's the decision making here when it comes to community engagement?
So, if you want to talk about engagement, I'm going to be frank. YouTube is a bit hard. Start with Facebook. Facebook and Instagram is much easier. YouTube is a bit hard. Even I haven't cracked it. It's a bit confusing because the whole algorithm is different. So I won't comment on YouTube first, but if you're a starter, go for Facebook. It's easier.
Great. But how do you decide when do you spend on advertising and when do you let it be organic? Because sometimes you want to push the content out a bit more, but not all content. I'm assuming you don't spend ad dollars on every piece of content. So what's the decision making?
So if the content is really good and without ad, it's already going viral. So that's a sign that you should put a bit more money and make it even more viral. But if the content isn't getting any reach, then no point spending.
So this is quite contrary to what a lot of people might instinctively feel compelled to do. That my content's not doing very well, let me spend money to boost it more. But what you're saying is, if it's not doing well, that means it's not good. Don't waste money on it. But
Yeah,
if people are receiving it well, then you boost it.
Yeah, it means go improve the content.
So let the organic reception of the content be the decision maker whether to boost it or not to boost it.
Yeah.
That's a very good advice.
You can try for fun, but you're going to end up wasting money. But you can try for fun, go for it.
Sure.
Sometimes it's like stock, it goes viral. So it's hard, but most of the time don't do it if you don't get the reach.
Okay. Stephen, there's a question for you from one of the participants.
Yes.
Has there been more posts since COVID-19?
Yes, there are a lot of posts. Now I have about 75 pending posts now, even though I publish about 20 posts per day. And I'm doing my housekeeping every day, but the number is growing bigger and bigger because I think people are now online. They feel that this is a good time to reach out to the audience. I think a lot of people are posting, but I think one thing is that social media is a social platform. So I think it's important to engage other people as well besides posting. So I'm hoping that more people will start sharing love, more comments, and engagement is crucial at this point. Yes, definitely the number has went up and more posts nowadays. I got more posts to read every day. Yep.
So when you're going through that pending post list as a moderator or an admin, right?
Yeah.
You say you allow in about 20 posts per day. I'm assuming that's a strategic number because you want to pace out the postings.
Yes, you have pace out posting. Yes.
But how do you deal with the other 50 odd that you're not approving in that case? So how do you manage that?
Okay. So first, I explain to you why about 20. Because you see, for COL, we are a social learning community. One of the learning method is mobile learning. So my kakis will learn on the way to work in the morning, 8+. When they wake up, they will definitely go to COL to read what is the little post that I prepared for them. And then after that, lunchtime, dinner time, and before they sleep. So these are the 4 periods of time they come to COL and read and learn. So usually at this juncture, I will approve posts, publish some posts for them. Usually 5 posts. Out of 5 posts, 1 will be opportunity post, 1 will be a content post, 1 will be a fun post, 1 will be a quote, and 1 will be some other things related to the topic. So I curate the contents for my kaki to read every of this section. So I go through the list, then I pick the post to combine to a combination of posts. I approve 5 one shot, go out. So that because some people will like a discussion, some people need a quote. So you do it differently. So you cater to a wide range of audience. So over the whole day, 5 times 4 is about 20. And since there are a lot of posts now, I add in the morning tea breaks and the afternoon tea breaks. So we can go to about 30 posts per day. So the remaining posts, I'll keep it there. And I will look at the post. I will find a good time to publish this post because in the community, they are mood. Sometimes they are very sad. So like today, they are very sad because of the COVID-19. They are all trapped. So I publish a post where it's quiz, right? They can look for things, look for panther. You know, they are looking for panther and cat in some of the diagram. So we publish some fun thing that people need. So I have to look at what they really need and publish accordingly. So the remaining one I keep, and after a while, if it is really not relevant, then I will not publish them. And usually, people are quite understanding. They'll say, okay, we understand. And then they put in their new post already. So I publish a new post. So their old post, of course, I will put it away. I will not publish that. And so far, it works very well. I don't have people coming and scold me upside down now for not publishing their post. Yep.
You are too nice, Stephen. I can't imagine anybody coming to scold you for any reason at all. You know, you are
No, I'm
such
just
a
doing
nice
my
person.
best to help them to so that their posts. I know a lot of them put a lot of effort in writing the post. So what I'm trying to do is to publish at the right time where the reader are ready, help them to get the maximum reach that I post. And if I really do not publish a post, it is really that this post may cause a lot of misunderstanding or may harm the person who posts it because of certain angle the person writes. So that I will not publish. Usually I try my best to publish because it's easier to publish than to not publish. Because if you not publish, you will have to prepare that somebody will write to you. How come my post not published? Can you explain? So usually we'll try to publish because we want to encourage them. Yep.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Andrew, I want to come back to you a bit on this. I think there are two questions here waiting for you. Sorry, I got one and there's one waiting for you. At least I want to divert that to you. Firstly, what I want to ask you is, so Stephen has a platform and this is how he moderates. You have shared a lot about, get in touch with the key tribe leaders like Stephen, you mentioned Eugene, you mentioned a couple of other people, get in touch with them. So let's say if I don't want to build my own community, because it seems like hard work, from everything that Stephen has shared so far, you have shared, Hitesh has shared. It seems like very difficult work. It's like almost a full-time gig to be online perpetually screening through, approving posts, dealing with people, dealing with conflicts. It's really seems like a full-time. So if I don't want to build my own community, is it possible for me to be a part of a community? Like you with APSS previously, and that's one big community as well. So is it possible for someone to be a part of a community and yet build a strong tribe within that community for themselves?
That is a very difficult question to answer because that goes back to your personality. Whether you're an outgoing person, whether you are someone who connects by serving first and think about nothing later. So that is one way. Some people are collaborators. They have a deal. They are very good in recruiting people to join them. That's another way. There are some people who can inject fun in everything they do. All right, and they get people to get on board. That's another way. So I think it comes back to your personal motivation. So I give an example. I go on project to project basis because I think tribe is actually something transient. You don't have a physical group. You see, the reason why I say that is that 15 years ago, I already done that with a group of singles. And nothing against people who are single and available, but if you're single and available and you put your life mission as to find a partner, you will be very, very cranky all the time. If you don't get what you want and don't see who you want to see. So they always will be coming back to the tribe leader with me for a lot of stuff. So long ago, I already recognized that for introverts and for people who have been there, done that, the best way is to select 50 people that you want to invest your life with. Because just like it's just like a cell, right? You can only handle 12 to 25 people at any one go. You can't handle more. I think Stephen did very nicely. You have moderator, you have a lot of people who are helping you to moderate that group. So somehow I think you need to work with a core group of people and then let them publicate the work for you if you don't want to physically build a tribe. So that's number one. Number two is to do what Hitesh doing. Just use technology, just be a follower, and just let it have a life of its own. So I don't have a definite answer, but I think just be true to yourself. You can't be a friend to all. You seriously, all right? Yeah. And you know what the sad thing is that your tribe is so big, and then you ask yourself, who are my friends? Then you can't even name 10. Then it's very sad, right? So you got to be able to find it. So I think the whole thing is that if you can find a lot of good friends in your tribe, you're successful. You have 200 people in your tribe and you got 40 people who are your friend. That is a very good hit rate, 20%, right? And you got 4,000, you got 800 people they can call a friend. That's awesome, right? Yeah. So I think we have to look at that perspective. After all, it's the friendship that stays. We have to ask ourselves as tribe leader, if one day the tribe want us to get lost, we lose our tribe, will we still be the same person? Yeah. So I think that is something we can think about. So let's say you organize a birthday and you have an auction for 100 people and you invite 100 of your best friends to come. Will you have 100 best friends to come? So I actually did that test 3 years ago, and Stephen actually came. Stephen has something I always remember. He came, first few, he came to say hello, he shook hands, he take a picture, and he went off. But he's one of the 100 people that I invited, right? So that's a good test, because there are bloggers with 2 million followers and can't even sell 17 t-shirts, right? And he call himself an influencer. It's a joke. It's a big joke, right? So at the end of the day, it's about personal influence, and that has nothing to do with tribe. Your influence is your real tribe, actually. Yeah.
Who are the people that you can actually have a bit of a currency with? Whether it's a goodwill currency or it's an influence currency, that circle becomes who your tribe is. And this don't have to be big numbers. That's what I'm hearing you saying. You can have 20 people, but these 20 people are always there for you. They're going to help you. They're always going to support you, help you propel forward. Because then their goodwill multiplies and indirectly benefits you as well.
Yeah, well said. Yes.
Okay. So Andrew, there's one more question for you. I think a participant wants to know, what current tribes or communities are you a part of?
I just started building a learning community. Recently, I was trying to coach a lot of people how to use Google Classroom. And Google Classroom has a limit of class size. If you're having a personal account, it's 250, and the number has just hit maximum 2 days ago. So I use Google Classroom to build a tribe, to learn Google Classroom, so that I can keep in touch with them and they themselves can use it for their own online engagement. So it is very sad that this period, a lot of trainers who are not prepared, they thought that just by being online, they are being relevant, but it's things are not like that. You need to have a different skill sets for online engagement. So right now I'm building a tribe for people who need help, but I know that once this period is over, the tribe will disappear. All right. So I don't have any expectation that you will last forever. So every party has to end.
So I think everything has a lifespan, and some communities are needs-based. They come together to serve a purpose. The purpose is over, they disband. I think that should be okay as well.
Yes.
And some communities are there for a longer time. But I think I like what you are doing. For those of you who are watching it, Andrew is referring to a particular initiative he launched just last week. He introduced an opportunity for everybody to subscribe and get on board the Google Classroom, where he has put together very specific documentations and processes on how we can migrate a lot of the learning online, tools that we can use, engagement activities we can use, systems we can put in place. It's pretty thorough from the screenshots that I've seen, Andrew, that you have posted up so far. It was very impressive and it's very giving. I think in this kind of time, I guess this is what Hitesh has talked about, Stephen has talked about, you have talked about, that it's about giving value, establishing what's the value you're creating. And this is really something that's, you're not holding back, you were just giving very freely, and the people were taking it up, right? And they were coming on board very quickly.
And may I add that I didn't even approach the tribe leader like Stephen to even ask him to spread the word, because I know that this period, this is what everybody wants, right? So tribe or no tribe, you're coming from everywhere, and even people from America, from South Africa are in that group itself. I'm about to start a second classroom, same content, different tribe. And that is one thing good about Google Classroom. You can duplicate another class, same content, and then more people can actually join in. So if you use the G Suite Enterprise account, you have 1,000 students in one class itself. And you know what's the amazing thing is that people join willingly, but you got their details already. By virtue that you are a tribe leader, you got their Gmail account. So of course, this is not a caveat of starting our own class, but this is just one of the things I find interesting, right? And just 2 days ago, I'm not working on Google, but I think I share this. Google now has enabled, if you have a G Suite account, you can activate the camera for Google Meet and you can do live event like this. And at the same time, you're on the classroom. So you don't need Zoom and Google Classroom together, but now you can be just Google Classroom. I think Google knows that they need to up the game so that to capture the education market and L&D market. Yeah, so for all the trainers out there, I just encourage you to go inside there. It's very intuitive. You click on your 9 dots on top, scroll to the bottom, and then you find a classroom. You click on it, you join a class, or you form your own class, and that's it, you're in already.
I'm involved in this organization called GIST, the Guild of International Speakers and Trainers, and we are thinking about doing something for the community of trainers and speakers as well, Andrew. And I'm definitely going to reach out to you with regards to see whether we can collaborate. Stephen, you have also been mentioned quite a few times during our EXCO meetings as well as a key person of influence in this space to help us out. So we'll definitely be planning something out with regards to that very, very soon. There have been an in-principle approval to move forward on these plans already. It's just a matter of timing it out right. So guys, if you are a trainer, if you're a speaker, beyond looking for just communities and building network, although today's topic is really about building and engaging a community, I really want to sidetrack a bit here and say, hey, tools are necessary. The right platforms are essential in serving your community. It's not only about building them and engaging them, but how are you serving them? And to be able to serve them, the right skill sets, the right tools are absolutely crucial. I know this for a fact because when the whole lockdown period happened, or even before the lockdown period happened, when the stay-home work process started, face-to-face classroom trainings went down by almost 90%. After the lockdown or the circuit breaker, it's 100%. So a lot of those contracts that was time sensitive, that could not be postponed to a later date, but they were essential to be fulfilled without being cancelled. I had to overnight migrate a lot of content to become virtual learning. And the difficulty I faced in figuring that out within 48 hours, 72 hours was mind-boggling. Because the way we do trainings face-to-face and we go virtual, when we go virtual, I find ourselves very handicapped because you don't have group discussions. You don't have games to play anymore. You don't have that opportunity to walk around for 10 minutes. Yeah. Okay, you all go discuss, I take a breather. You are just constantly throwing energy out. So how do you use Kahoot? How do you use
Google Classroom, what have you?
Yeah. So what Andrew is sharing with us here, because very valuable, because it helps with beefing up the engagement, keeping the same kind of interaction there. And he's giving us a shortcut. I had to go figure all these things out in the 72 hours. It was painstaking. So if someone like Andrew is giving it to us, I think it becomes a responsibility that we go learn. So do get in touch with Andrew, guys. If you're a speaker, if you're a trainer, you're an educator who needs to move your learning, move your education online, please get in touch with him, subscribe, join him. He's not charging for this yet. Believe me, I think after COVID is over, he'll probably be charging a bomb. He'll probably be charging a bomb for this, right? So he's doing this as a community goodwill effort right now, and I think that's very noble. So thank you very much, Andrew, for doing that for us. I think there's one more question, Andrew, that will be I think that will be apt for you from a participant, which is just give me a moment, yeah.
I know somebody just texted me.
Ram asked a question about what would be most preferential learning strategies during and beyond the Corona pandemic period. I think Dr. Ram.
I think that question is for Stephen. I think I have a question for Stephen, not me. Right? Is it for Stephen?
It was not addressed to anyone in particular.
No, so I think Stephen should answer that question.
All three of you can answer this. Stephen, you want to answer this first? Since Andrew is arrowing you for this.
Learning strategies during and beyond Corona outbreak. I think the first thing, social learning will be one of the main one to a community, we learn from each other. I think that will be main one. And then of course, the next main one will be online learning. Webinar like this will be quite popular even beyond the coronavirus. I think people will get used to it because they find it very efficient. And of course, after the virus, the offline meetup will come back. I think definitely. I'd like to share one thing is before I forget is I think the market, the industry is now ready for inter-community collaboration. So I'm very happy, Rahul or Andrew, we can always meet and see how we can collaborate between communities. I think this is something very good. We should do it, and let's help each other in our communities as well. That's one. Second, just now I thought about add on to the question is, can you don't build a community but own a community? Yes, you can. You can come to COL. This is a community that you can come and post about your specialization, what you're good at, post and engage the people, and you can be a leader in COL for that particular topic, because everybody is free to share what they know here. So I don't stop anybody, even although you are offering the same service as me, because I basically conduct social media training and social learning training. So I welcome people to come in and doing exactly as me and also posting a similar post. In fact, I've approved that post as well, because I believe that it's a big market out there. We should welcome people to the community, and the community should be open. And it cannot be said, oh, I'm the founder and you do similar trade, I stop you. No, I think that is something that you can come in and you're most welcome to do it. Yeah, so that's where I like to share about it. And I'm happy, I know Andrew for many years in industry. I know Rahul as well. We have been friends for quite a while. Yeah, it's time to move the relationship forward. Yep.
So I just add to that, I can text you after this. I can start a class just for COL and no other people, so that you guys can also use that platform to interact and test out certain material. I have compiled a whole list of 120 links, very good links, to how to bring your business online, how to bring a training business online, and what are the models, what are the pros and cons, and so on. I have compiled in modules, so it's actually sequential learning. So anybody can treat like a Facebook, you can comment or anything like that. So, and the most important thing is assessment management. That is something, is a killer. Again, you can give assessment and you can mark that, you can mark it, you can bring it back to the student. So if you're ACTA and you need to do assessment, then that is a platform that you can use. And even the government is confused, and now they can't decide what method to use and so on. So we are all waiting. But we can't wait. We have to start something on our own. So I'm more concerned about people who want to build an online learning platform for your business. You want to do your course, I can help you. Even though I'm doing the same thing, I'm willing to help you. Yeah.
So as you can see, being a community leader is not just about being with your community and putting in barricades, but actually about being open and collaborations, exchanging opportunities, being very giving. I think that becomes very essential and crucial. I like one thing that Stephen said, that you can go and join any community and you can contribute. But the key word here is contribute. If you're just going to go to that page and keep dumping your posts there without reciprocating to other people's posts, commenting on other people's posts, liking other people's posts, you're not building the relationships with the people that are on the community. It's not going to serve you very well. But the moment you start taking interest in the people there first, you'll notice that when you post things, suddenly there's a higher level of engagement to your post, because now people know you, they're familiar with you, they're more interested to read, hey, what has Stephen posted? What has Andrew posted? What has Hitesh posted? And I think that's where the engagement really comes. So it's about building face-to-face building one-on-one relationships with everybody first that plays a part. Hitesh, there's a question for you. Can you share more about the hospital project that you are starting up, or the clinic project that you're starting up, and how can someone get to know more about this?
All right, so the project is going to be in Rajasthan, Jaipur, India. Right now we are building the building, so there's a lot of people involved, my dad, my uncle, investors. But the problem now is India is in a big lockdown, so the building construction has just stopped. and we don't know what's the situation going to be like in the next 2 months. Hopefully everything gets clear. So this is life. In life you can have a lot of goals, but sometimes a lot of adversity will come your way. Sometimes you got to be ready. And this type of things, it's not in our control. The target was to get the clinic up by November. But looking at the situation, I think it will go till next June or maybe more if the virus don't like spread more. So if you want to find out more, right now I don't have a website because the billing work is going on. The website will be later. What you can do is get my number from Rahul, and once everything is ready in 1 year, I will let you know. Because this was supposed to be a big project, so I think it's going to take even more time.
Right. So I just put mine. Why did I send? Yeah. Just give me a moment there. So I'm just going to put my number out there in case anybody wants to get in touch with Hitesh or any of the other panelists and you find it difficult to find them, which should not be because they're actually pretty easy to find online. But just in case you still have trouble finding them, my number is right there. Do get in touch with me. I'll be happy to link you guys up. Steven, coming back to you. You've got something to add, buddy.
So I like to share a little trade secret with everyone. So you see, a lot of people are in COL, right, in my community. They see me doing a lot of engagement, liking their posts and do this. But there is another area where it's COL offline. So it's actually an online and offline strategies. Offline, I'm also doing a lot of work as well, where I interact with members on a one-to-one basis, mentoring some of them, have Skype session with them and things like that. So usually people will see my work online because it's very open and visible. But that is only 20% of my work. Majority of the 80% of my efforts are invest in offline, building relationship with them. Therefore, as what Andrew has mentioned, if I organize an event, I can easily fill out my class. If I need 50 people, I will be able to get 50 friends to come. So because of the offline engagement that I have with them, the relationship I have with them, that I built over the years. So just want to share with every members here is that you need to integrate offline and online. The online is a place where you showcase your talent, your personality, interacting with people. After that, you may look at certain members which you like to collaborate offline, which you like to have further relationship offline. Then you work with them offline, and you can form something like what Andrew has formed, a tribe of 50 people. That these are your offline tribe, but supported by an online tribe, online community. So it's about O2O strategy now, online to offline strategies. So I think this point is rather important in community building. You need both. So it's not just online, go to a Facebook post and just post and then interact. That is not, that's only 20%. The hard work is the offline where members call you, say, I have a problem. Can you help me to solve? I need this. What can I do? That one is the real connection, the real relationship that you have built over the years. And you will, if you build it well, you will have the support from people around you. Yep.
I think that's a very important point that Stephen has raised, that it's not only about posting things online. That's the visible part of the effort. Behind the scenes is really about being a tribe leader in the truest sense of the way. Be the kampung chief. You've got small problems, they're going to come to you. And the more effective you are at providing them the solutions or pointing them towards the person, the solutions, the more value you're going to hold to them as a connection, as a contact point. And that makes you the center point for so many people. And that's what eventually keeps you as a community builder and a community leader with a good sphere of influence around you. So it's really sincerity, authenticity, and wanting to help people and serve people because there's no amount of ulterior motives and agenda that's going to keep you going. Especially when this is not paying you, not putting food on the table, not paying your bills. But popularity is a motivator to a point that becomes painful. So you got to really have joy in giving and serving and being there for people around you. So I think there's been a fabulous sharing. I think we can keep going on and on because so much of wisdom amongst our three panelists. Hitesh has had to leave because he had a commitment. So I think we'll just wrap up for now. I'll just do a very quick summary of my key takeaways for today. Number one, start with a very clear vision, message, and a problem we're trying to solve when we're trying to establish a community. Have a clear target audience in mind. Who is this community meant for, and why are these people the people that we are targeting? Andrew shared with us a couple of very interesting things. Number one, keep in regular touch with the people that you're building, that you're trying to have involved in your community. Now, this can be a community that's structured like Stephen's community, or this can be a community that is a group of people that you keep in touch with, or you surround yourself with. These are your go-to people, like what Andrew has advocated today. All right. Keep in touch with them on a certain frequency. He does 3 random messages per day. You can work out your own system that works for you. Have a little prioritization of who the people are. And he shared with us several steps for that as well. At the same time, I think sharing, collaborating, and giving becomes essential in building strong tribes and communities. Offline events are important. You can't just keep all your engagement online. You've got to gradually move and migrate offline as well. But the most important thing I think today I've learned is it's not about the community per se, but it's about you as a person that's trying to build a community. What's your personality? What's your motive? What's your agenda? And what's your heart in this? I think the intentions have to be pure and clear, because when people sense that intention from you and they see those intentions converting into sincere, dedicated actions, that's when trust is established. And I think trust is the key to building effective communities. So guys, that's my key takeaway. Do share your takeaways. This video will be put up on YouTube later on. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, do put your learning takeaways down in the comment sections below. If you like the video, please share it, subscribe as well. And yes, please do follow our panelists as well. Hitesh, Andrew, Stephen, they are all easy to find. Andrew, you can Google for him. He's on across the floor, many places. Stephen, do go and join Community of Learning. Hitesh is from Better Than Normal Movement. He's on YouTube. He's on Facebook. He's on LinkedIn as well. So please do get in touch with them. Share with them what you have learned from them. At the same time, if you have questions for them, feel free to ask them and connect with them. They are amazing, amazing individuals, always giving. You will not be disappointed. All right. So thank you very much, guys. Have a great evening. Tomorrow, we are going to cover our last episode of this COVID-19 survival series. And we are going to have on board 3 people who are going to share with us specifically for trainers and speakers how to bring your business online. So this is going to be something complementary. It's the next natural stage from our discussion today. You have a community. Now, how do you leverage a community? How do you bring your business online? We have Jit, who has actually kind of figured YouTube out. He has gotten 150,000 subscribers on YouTube with at least 3 videos getting over 1 million views. The videos being picked up by Goldcast and Daily Motion or something, another platform. So he's got this amazing platform that has gone this growth spurt over the last 4 months alone. So we are going to hear from Jeet. We are going to have Nishant on board. Nishant is a world memory champion, and he has been doing his business online for quite a while now. So this is not a reaction that he has that suddenly go online, but he's actually been having a thriving online learning business for quite a while. In fact, he came back into the seminar and workshop space only last year after a long hiatus from what I hear. So he was not focusing on that space, he was focusing on online space for a while. So you're going to hear from him as to what some of his strategies has been. We are going to have Reni Ismail, who basically does video productions and recording. So she's going to share with us the behind the scenes secrets as to how do you make sure that you got quite polished output when you're creating video content for your people. What are some elements to look out for? What are some editing tips that will be useful as we are moving into this direction? So that's going to be up tomorrow. We may have a guest, surprise guest speaker as well, teaching us how to do digital marketing for training programs. So this is specifically being curated for trainers and speakers. So if you have friends, please go share this with them. We'll be up at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great evening.
Hey, thank you, Rahul. Bye.
Thank you, Rahul.
Bye.
Thank you.